You're not family. I only made reservations for us. Just hand me the baby and wait outside. Sophia said this with a smile that could almost be described as menacing, then walked into the restaurant. She could afford to smile like that for now, but it wouldn't be long before she regretted her actions. And what happened next went far beyond anything I could have imagined. My name is Anna. I'm 40 years old. Lately, I've been worried about retirement, so I've just started investing. At my age, these concerns are pretty common, but I imagine the younger generation must feel even more anxious about the future. All I hope for is a happy future for my kids. Now, I'm the kind of adult who worries about the happiness of children and the future of young people, but when I was younger, I could barely think beyond my own life. This story goes back to my 20s. At that time, I had just been proposed to by John, my husband. It felt like the peak of my life, and I was on cloud 9. I honestly believed that just waking up every day with this happiness could help me conquer anything. Well, his last girlfriend was much prettier than you. That was the very first thing my mother-in-law said to me when we met for the first time to discuss the wedding. Mom, what are you even saying? Are you trying to start a fight with Anna already? Sorry. It was just a little joke. It was a terrible joke, especially for such an important occasion. John, I can't believe that you're really getting married. I'm going to be so lonely. Mom, I've been living on my own for years. This isn't any different. I just hoped we could spend more time together as mother and son before this. That's weird, Mom. Stop saying stuff like that. On the surface, the conversation seemed lighthearted, but I could feel the rejection lurking in Sophia's eyes. Do you not want me to be your daughter-in-law? I'm the one getting married, so what does it matter? Oh no, of course not. I'm very happy about this news. Except her words didn't match her expression at all. Although the rest of the conversation seemed polite, she never looked at me in the eye, occasionally glared at me, and even ignored some of my comments. These actions were subtle, so John didn't notice a thing. If John's younger sister Emily had been there, she might have sensed the tension between us as women often do. Sophia's behavior was so subtle that even I started doubting myself. But this was my first time meeting a future in-law to discuss marriage. I tried to convince myself that this was just how it usually went. Expecting to be welcomed with open arms as part of the family may have been naive. In the end, the marriage was approved. Or rather, John never expected any resistance, and there wasn't really a discussion about approval. From there, the wedding proceeded as expected, and I had very little interaction with Sophia before the ceremony. Sophia's cold attitude persisted, but I figured that once the wedding was set, we were in the clear, so I decided to ignore it. I told myself it wasn't realistic to expect immediate acceptance. I'd heard that mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationships were rarely smooth, and the ones that were amicable were the exception. With that in mind, I tried to stay optimistic. Little did I know that the real trials would begin after the wedding. After marrying John, I quit my job and spent my days at home, waiting for him to return from work. In other words, I became a housewife. However, I planned to start working again, so I was in the middle of job hunting. One day, after finishing my chores, I was enjoying a peaceful afternoon watching TV and flipping through a job magazine. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. At our house, even package deliveries were rare, so hearing the doorbell was unusual. Back then, there were frequent reports of odd daytime incidents, and since our intercom didn't have a camera, I nervously peered through the door viewer, and standing there was Sophia. Sophia? I quickly opened the door, and Sophia's brow furrowed slightly. You took your time opening the door. It had been a while since we last saw each other, and this was her first greeting, typical Sophia. Besides, she hadn't even informed me she was coming. Sorry about that. With all the recent incidents, I've been a little cautious. I laughed nervously, but Sophia didn't crack a smile. If anything, her expression grew harsher. Let me in already. Oh, of course, please come in. Feeling completely overpowered by her demeanor, I reluctantly led her into the house. Well, this place is cleaner than I expected. What do you mean expected? I'm actually pretty tidy, you know. Well, your face isn't so tidy. That blunt jab hit me like a right hook. I was speechless. I thought I'd misheard, and an incredulous noise escaped my lips. What? Ignoring my reaction, Sophia's lips curled slightly in a smug smile. Her eyes, however, remained cold. What a skillful display of malice. You know about John's ex-girlfriend, right? The sudden topic change left me bewildered. What? She was such a wonderful girl, pretty, well-mannered, and a great cook. John would have been so much happier with a wife like her. Oh well, I'll do my best to make you feel that way about me too. I doubt it. You're the complete opposite of her. How infuriating, having to listen to endless talk about a girlfriend from his high school days. I couldn't help but suspect that Sophia had driven her away somehow. Ever since our marriage, I'd sensed that Sophia felt as though I'd stolen her son from her. When John introduced his first girlfriend, she probably used the fact that he was underage as an excuse to meddle in their relationship. Right now, all I could do was endure her snide remarks and verbal jabs. I couldn't think of anything to say, and the brief silence seemed to irritate her. Say something, won't you? Why should I have to come up with conversation topics and entertain her when she showed up unannounced? Still, I hated the tension, so I desperately searched for something to talk about. Oh, by the way, I met a friend recently, and she told me she's pregnant. She looked so happy. I couldn't help but feel moved seeing how much joy motherhood brought her. What? Aren't you unemployed? Are you just spending John's money while you go out with your friends? Her response was completely unexpected, and I was momentarily at a loss for words. What? No, that's not true. I'm spending the money I saved before we got married. Well, that's fine then. Just don't go around splurging with John's money. I wouldn't do that. We keep separate finances and only rely on each other when necessary. Besides, I plan to start working again soon. Are you even looking for a job? Of course. Look, I've got a magazine right here. I picked up the job magazine sitting nearby and showed it to her. Sophia gave me a look as if I had just handed her something dirty. I thought you keep the house clean, but I guess I was wrong. What? What do you mean by that? That job magazine. You just grabbed it off the table, didn't you? Yes, I was just reading it before you arrived. Oh, so you're blaming me now? No, how did this even turn into that? I wanted to sigh out loud. Being shot down over everything is exhausting. Having everything I say dismissed is honestly a bit disheartening. Dismissed? That's a bit much. If anything, your tone is disrespectful to me. And there it was. She outright called me a bad daughter-in-law. Deep down, I'd already known how she felt, but hearing it so bluntly still stung. Sophia continued to criticize me for going out with friends, but eventually she seemed satisfied enough to leave. Ugh, I'm so drained. Honestly, I didn't want Sophia to visit again. If she had to come over, I wished it would be when John was home. If this continued, our relationship might reach a point of no return. With that in mind, I told John about what had happened that day. I had no idea Mom was the type to bully her daughter-in-law. I thought you were joking, but I guess it's true. John tried to lighten the mood, but he was clearly surprised. It made sense. Sophia had always been a good mother to him. I think it's best if we keep some distance for now. I'll tell her to stop coming over unannounced, and to only visit when I'm home. I'll make sure to phrase it gently so it doesn't escalate things. Thanks, and sorry for causing trouble. No, you've got it backward. I'm the one who should be apologizing for my mom making your life harder. Honestly, you don't need to force yourself to get along with her. This marriage is about us, not her. She might be your mother-in-law legally, but she's my parent at the end of the day. Don't waste energy tiptoeing around her. Just tell me about these things and I'll handle them. Thanks. You're so reliable. I think I've fallen for you all over again. What? Why don't you just say that you're head over heels in love with me? I laughed it off, but honestly, I did fall for him a bit more, though I kept that to myself. Dealing with Sophia was exhausting, but moments like this made me realize how lucky I was to have chosen John as my husband. After that, Sophia stopped getting involved with me directly. It's likely, thanks in part to my husband regularly keeping in touch with my mother-in-law, ensuring that any frustrations on her end didn't build up. Still, I I couldn't imagine that it was enough to make her fully accept our marriage or feel at peace. But not long after, I found out I was pregnant. Both my parents and John were overjoyed by the news. Everyone was thrilled that our family would be growing. But I felt anxious about telling Sophia. Would she even acknowledge the child I was carrying as her grandchild? Would she celebrate the news? With those thoughts in mind, I had John deliver the news to her. Surprisingly, after hearing the news, Sophia called and said she wanted to meet both of us. Do you think your mom will actually be happy? I'm a little nervous. Don't worry. If she says anything, I'll handle it. And so we went to meet Sophia, but what happened next was completely unexpected. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful news. Truly wonderful. Sophia was even more ecstatic about my pregnancy than my own parents. She was so happy that I couldn't help but be a little suspicious. After that, Sophia was surprisingly supportive. She would tell John to take care of me and even offered to help when I got up to do something. She also sent us regular deliveries of easy-to-eat meals during my pregnancy. Since John had asked her to avoid unannounced visits, the food arrived via delivery services. The vegetable-heavy menus were a thoughtful gesture for me, but John lamented that they weren't to his taste. Thanks to this, my pregnancy went smoothly, and I gave birth to our daughter Lily without any complications. Sophia cried tears of joy when she held her first grandchild, and it felt like our rocky relationship had been a lie. I can't believe the day has come for me to hold my first grandchild. I'm so happy. Hearing those words, I thought that pregnancy and childbirth had transformed our family dynamics, but that change was only temporary. After my discharge from the hospital, Sophia suggested having a dinner party to celebrate the birth. It was a small gathering, just John, me, Sophia, and Emily. A small family dinner. John initially wanted to decline, saying I shouldn't be pushed so soon after giving birth. But Sophia insisted she wanted to spend time with her grandchild, so I agreed. On the day of the dinner, John ended up running late due to work, so I headed to the upscale sushi restaurant Sophia had chosen with Lily. When I arrived at the restaurant, Sophia and Emily were already there. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Emily. I waved, but Emily looked uneasy, and Sophia's expression was visibly tense. Where's John? Oh, he's running late because of work. Sorry about that. I see. That's fine. Suddenly, Sophia reached over and snatched Lily from my arms. Wait, Sophia, what are you doing? Oh, she's just so precious. She looks exactly like John. Her actions were as if Lily were her own child. Then Sophia said something I couldn't believe. I only made reservations for family tonight, so you'll have to wait outside. Just leave Lily with me. What are you talking about? I'm Lily's mother. To me, a daughter-in-law is a stranger. Lily is part of our family, not yours. Don't interfere. Just wait outside. Her harsh words left me feeling both angry and confused. I wanted to take Lily back, but seeing her peacefully asleep in Sophia's arms made it impossible to pull her away. Please, just give Lily back to me. As I pleaded, Emily hesitantly stepped in. Anna, I'm so sorry. Mom, can you calm down a little? What are you talking about, Emily? This is a family matter. I was standing outside the restaurant, unsure of what to do. Then, a man approached me. Is everything okay? You've been standing here for a while. Oh, my family's being a little mean. They're making me wait outside. After I explained the situation, the man furrowed his brows. That doesn't sound right. Let's go in together. I'll come with you. Before I could respond, the man opened the restaurant door. Sophia turned to us with a smile, but her expression froze the moment she saw the man. Chris, what are you doing here? Chris responded with a calm determination. I heard what's going on here. I can't believe you treat your daughter-in-law like this. What followed was Chris firmly admonishing Sophia, breaking her facade, and revealing the truth. Eventually, John arrived, and what was supposed to be a dinner turned into a family intervention. Sophia was banned from seeing Lily and was distanced from the family. Afterward, we regained our peace, and Chris became a close family friend. It's strange how human connections work. All I hope for is that this happiness continues for a long time.